All right, hello everybody. It's Augie again. Hey, we just finished qualifying. I qualified in fourth. So hopefully we can do a lot better. Oh, I'm sorry, we took first last race. So hopefully we can maintain that. So this is a point standing. So first place is 13, and then of course you're not illiterate. You can basically read the position. So if I'm in fourth and end in fourth, I'll get 11 more points. It is a 6-race series. For the World Cup Series, and if you qualify in the World Cup Series, it's something about going to either Los Angeles, Las Vegas, or some crazy stuff. So, but we're gonna do my best right here. Of course, this is the basic introduction. It don't show our individual cars; it's just showing a blanket of cars out here. Again, I'm driving for Nissan. Again, since I wouldn't say I've mastered it, but I've done very well with it. So let's just continue to see if we can do good things here today. Speaker out the way a little bit. This is a fast lap. It's basically 1 minute and like 35-second average time. So the laps, we are doing 12 laps, I think it is. No pit stop. So basically run as fast as you can. And if you can do it, great. Just try to keep the guys in front of you, keep them close, make them make mistakes. Try not to do the bumping and grinding, especially in turn one. So I got an interval, I got a gap of 2 some change, so like almost a whole second behind these guys. So as long as I can hold them off, the rest of the pack seems pretty even. It's a matter of who's going to be able to maintain that speed. So hopefully ain't no banging and crashing and everything like that. Moise and I have been practicing on the race continuously. He's out right now. I don't know. I called him up. Or I didn't call him. I just texted him and said, hey, we're getting ready. I'm going to go race today early. So if everything goes well, I'll be good. But if it doesn't, then I'll be racing again at 7 o'clock. And Moise will be racing at 7 also. So we'll see how that all turns out. So without further ado, have a seat. Like I said, it's going to be fast. It's not going to be as long as Nürburgring. Like an hour long. It was like, this one's going to be figure 10 laps, so about 20 minutes tops. So boogity boogie, let's get racing. Come on, guy, get moving, get moving. It's gonna be ugly right here. Alright, good thing is I got a little space between me and them. I didn't like me bumping into them. There he goes. Focus on what's in front of you. Come on. I lost some time on that. So whoever came in, welcome. It's probably my crew chief. So there's no mandatory pit stop. A little bit easy, too much on the brake. little slow going into the corner. A little slow, come on. Gotta be on full speed on that. No better than that. Uh-oh, that might be trouble. Oh, all right, I'm good. Whew. Thought that was going to be a penalty. Ooh, too long on the bumps. Lost time on that. Yeah, double apex is getting me. A little bit too tight on that corner. Got a good lead, 10 seconds on the person behind me, 6 seconds to my front, clean air. So, goal is just to finish good. Top 3 is good for me. So basically, if my crew chief is watching, thank you very much for being the crew chief that I know you always are. Always got my back going over all kinds of stuff. And I'll be with you being your crew chief on your laps. Let's see if they try to knock each other out. Or are they going to be satisfied with first and second? Yeah, it looks like they're going to be just satisfied with first and second. And here we go, going across the finish line. All right. I'm happy with a third. Yes, I am. I am truly happy with third place. Compared to, I couldn't break a 135 on this track. I've ran probably 80 laps today on this track, and I went over my Coach Dave program constantly trying to match, and it's like just a little bit off here, a little bit off there, a little bit off there, and it's like each time I fix one, it seems like it stretches the other. So it's like, let me just run what I got, and I'm confident with the 135s. I know that 136s, I'm like, a little bit of oversteer, understeer, and all that kind of good stuff. So let me take my picture. Third place. I'm very happy again, like I said. And of course, I didn't get a clean race because I bumped that guy early, which I'm sorry for it, but it was like he ended up doing exactly how we always talk about. It's like if you hit your brakes too slow or too late, that's what happens to you. So I took third, and that guy that was in front of me ended up DNF. He dropped out because he was mad because he lost control and went down to 14th. So third place, I took 12 points. Nice. So that will give me a total of 20 points if I'm correct. Over here. So great. Let's have a good race. Well done, everybody. Congratulations. The race is incredible. I almost had it. Thanks for the clean race. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much where everybody pretty much ended up at. So one guy was like a minute behind. wow, that was almost a lap. Those guys are going to catch them. So that's pretty much all that's here. Again, I was driving a GTR Nismo GT3 18 series. All the cars, although they're probably faster in real life, on these races, they put everybody even. The only thing that changes is like your brake balance, where you can adjust to the front and rear. Sometimes they will let you do your, if you got all-wheel drive, your torque, and your traction control. And in traction control, the less you have, the easier it's going to be to spin out. I have not mastered number 1. I'm in number 2, so then it drops down to number 1. So I think this week I'm going to try to work with the master, or not mastering, but getting down to that 1. Depends on the track, and if all else does work, then I'll be going under 1 and then eventually 0. So Moises, if you're hearing this, that's our next level, man. We got to train on that traction control. It's like, okay. So everybody, thank you again for watching the race. I hope you had fun. I did. Qualified 4th, finished 3rd. Hey, take podium. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. You guys have a good one. Bye.